name's Lydia, and this is Charlie. He's going to be our horse for today. He's kind of an all-around horse. He does just about everything. So we're going to see how he likes massage today. So, starting at the back, muscles, we have spinalis dorsi, latissimus dorsi, longissimus dorsi, and the iliocostalis. Those longissimus dorsi and iliocostalis attached about right here. So usually I like to start with some deep L4Is, just get it warmed up. Then I'll go into some circular compression, friction. He's flinching a little bit. And some cross fiber friction. Like, it doesn't really feel sore, but like when you hit one particular spot right here, sometimes he jumps a little bit. And after you do it once or twice, it stops. So. Okay. Now I can do some compression. Oh, right there. Right there. Kind of hold some pressure there. Okay. Do it again. Support. Okay. Okay. I'll do that one more time, then I'm gonna... They didn't really say a name for this technique in the lesson, but I just call it press and pull over the back, like reach across their spine, press into the muscle half an inch across about, and then you pull toward you. I'm gonna find that one spot and put a little more pressure on it one or two more times quick. Okay. Okay. You start about up here, half an inch from the spine, push down into the muscle, pull it toward me. About an inch down, push down into the muscle. Oh, Charlie, pull toward me. Okay, so I'm going to move on. I'll probably go back and work on that a little bit more. But for the time length of this video, I'm not going to have enough time to do too much on both sides, and you kind of need it on the other side too. So, but for right now, I'm going to move back to the gluteals. So, up top we have the superficial gluteal, and then there's the middle gluteal that we can access a little bit, but not a ton. And we're working through a fascia here. So, from here, oh, I forgot the run area. Okay, so I'm going to go back to direct thumb pressure around supersacral for a little bit. Test around it. Always liking that part. Okay, and then friction, cross fiber. Okay, now we'll go to the gluteal. Okay, I'm going to do a little L4S to get it warmed up. Then I'm going to do some cross fiber friction. The fibers are going this way. I'm working across from them. Then I can do some compression here. Okay. Now I'm going to go on to the upper hamstring attachments. Here we have the femoral biceps coming down here. Then we have the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus back here. So I'm going to do some direct pressure at the attachments. I'm going to go get my curry. Save my hands a little bit. Okay, back to do some direct pressure. And then I can do some cross fiber friction. Good boy. I can do some muscle combing down here. Okay. I'm going to go down to the lower attachments. Here I do just about the same thing. Except in the femoral biceps I could knead a little bit. Okay, go back and do some kneading. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back and do the abductors now. We should knead those a little bit. Good boy. Okay. Okay, from there I'm going to go to the quadriceps. The quadriceps, there's 3 muscles here. There's the lateral vastus and the medial vastus. Lateral is about here, and then the medial vastus is on the inside of the stifle. Then there's the rectus femoris, right? Either on the top of the lateral vastus, and probably under it a little bit. So I'm gonna down by the stifle. I'm gonna do some kneading. Then up here, I can do some deep effleurage and some with fiber friction. Okay. And friction. Could have used my curry here. Oh well. Okay. Now I want to go to the area from the last rib to the hip. Here the muscles are the external obliques, which covers a lot of area. Right about here. And then the internal oblique is down here, and they both attach somewhere around here. Okay, I'm going to start with some deep effleurage of... We just finished the area from the last rib to the hip. Now we're going to go to the area behind the shoulder. Here we have, let's see, we have the serratus, I can never say that one, the serratus, and again the long latissimus dorsi right over here. So what we can do here is start with deep effleurage again. Then we can go into compression and circular friction. Okay, another spot here. Okay, we're going to do a little direct pressure right here. There we go. Okay, do some friction, going with the fibers up here at the latissimus dorsi and with the fibers here at the serratus, but they're both going different directions. So I might be going with the fibers with one, but then I'll be going against it on the other. Okay, from there I'll go to the shoulder. The shoulder, I have the supraspinatus, I think that's how you say it, and then the infraspinatus, and then the deltoids are kind of over it, kind of to the side, and the triceps are down here a little bit. So I can do muscle combing on these. I can do back and forth friction and compression. These are kind of just these are the muscles that hold the shoulder blade there, because this joint really doesn't have a whole lot of tendons and ligaments. It's more held by muscle. Okay, I'm going to move up and do the withers. So I have the thoracic trapezius up here, and then the rhomboid is under this mop of white stuff. It kind of connects all the way up here, and then it comes down here. So I'm going to do some friction. A little compression. And I can do combing up here. Okay, I'm going to go down and work on the pectorals. The first one I'm going to do is right about here. So it attaches to the sternum, and then it comes back here more. Start by some effleurage, just get it warmed up. And deep compression. And then fingertip pressure right a little bit behind the sternum where it would attach. Okay. I'm going to do the second pectoral, which is in between their legs here. It attaches a little bit to the humerus. Here I can do compression and fingertips like I did on the other one, but I can also do friction. So I'm going to do some compression here. And friction. I'm only doing one side right now for the sake of time. I'll probably go back and do the other side. And then the third pectorals right here. Again, fingertip pressure at the attachments. One attaches to the humerus and one the sternum. Well, I mean, they both attach the humerus and sternum, but I can do friction at the top of the attachments. And I can knead here. Okay, now I'm going to see how he does raising his shoulder a little bit. Come back to the first pectoral we worked on. Let's see, right between sternum and the ribs. Let's see, push up and forward. Waiting for a lifting there a little bit. There's a little one. Good go. I still work here a little bit more. Not getting as much to lift. Okay, try that again. There we go. There. Okay. Now I'm going to lift the withers a little bit. Working on the second pectoral. Some pressure. Up. Kind of. There. Okay. Okay, from there we're going to go to the abdominal muscles. Here we have the external oblique that we did a little bit and the internal oblique. And we also have the rectus abdominis that's all the way down here. And down here again we'll be working through fascia. I guess we were up here too. But like I said before, we can do some deep effleurage on the external oblique and compression. Okay, here we go. Try it. I'm getting used to my touch back here a little bit. Okay, now I'm working my way down to the rectus abdominis with my fingertips a little bit. Just working through that fascia. Getting that to soften, then I'll move to my fists. Okay. Okay. Now we're up at the shoulder again. Got the rhomboids again. Now that we're up here. We got rhomboid up here. That's coming down the neck. Then we have the fourth pectoral up here that we didn't work on before. So I'm going to do a little bit of friction across the fibers here. The work we did on the pectoral should affect this a lot, and it's not really a real easy spot to get to, but we can do a little bit. We'll do a little compression here. Okay, I guess that's good for right there. On the brachiocephalic, because that starts up here, runs all the way down here, and connects the shoulder. It works to bring the head and the shoulder closer together when they're flexing or stretch it out. So on this, I'm going to do some press and glide, like pressing down one area, then pushing through it. Here you can really use a lot of pressure and push against the neck vertebrae. You do various compression here. I'm going to use quite a bit of pressure. Then I could also do some friction here. Okay, next I'm going to work on the splanus. Splanus is up right in here. It connects to the vertebrae, the cervical vertebrae, right about here. Often, when you see lumps above the vertebrae, it's not the brachiocephalic, it's the serratus or the splanus. So, I'm going to do some cross fiber friction right here. Then I can do some direct pressure right about where it attached to the various vertebrae. Also, I'm going to do some positional release here. Get them untied. Okay. Okay, find my vertebrae here. Push on the vertebrae with my thumb. I'm keeping his nose here. Okay. I'm kind of back up and we'll do some rocking. Okay, so with the rocking, I could do it up here if that was a problem for him, or I could do it down here more. I'm just gonna do it up here. I'm gonna put one hand on each side of the cervical vertebrae. Push it back and forth. Feels like he wants to tense up on this side, not when the... Okay. So we could do it up here by the atlas too. So we can start on the upper neck attachments here. We got the top of the brachiocephalic, and we got the splanus too. Do some friction and compression with the curry up here. Okay, now we're going to go to the throat latch. So down here we have the omohyoid, and down here the sternohyoid, right in his jaw. So here I could I'm going to find his hyoid bone here, and I'm going to push it back and forth between my fingers. I could do some finger pressure on either side of it, but he doesn't seem to need that. So then I'm just going to do some combing here on his sternohyoid, and we're really going to try to get him to poke his nose out. there. Okay. Gently back up. Okay, so now we're going to go to the masseter zygomatic junction. So the masseter is right here on his cheek, and the zygomatic goes down his face. So I'm going to start with some direct pressure up here, kind of work my way up. Then I can do some pressure on the outside. Then I can do friction on the masseter. Do it on both sides. I like that one. And I can do some direct pressure various spots around the jaw joint. Okay, the last spot we're going to do today, we're just going to do his tail. Just going to work the bottom a little bit, make sure he's not tight or sore. Doesn't hold it off to one side, which is good. So I'm just gonna stretch it a little bit by pulling it about 45-degree angle from the ground. Okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you.